How to overcome laziness with the help of Stoicism. Laziness is an enemy that prevents us from achieving our goals, developing and living a full life. Stoicism is a philosophy that helps us strengthen our spirit, develop discipline, and learn to act independently of emotions. Let's look at how we can apply Stoic principles to overcome laziness. 1. Awareness of control. The dichotomy of control. The Stoics taught that there are two categories of things in life, those we can control and those we cannot. Laziness arises when we try to avoid responsibility or are afraid of difficulties. But we can control our actions and attitude to work. Control is a fundamental principle of Stoicism. It teaches us to divide situations into those that depend on us and those that do not. When we feel lazy, we are often convinced that it is something that is out of our control. But if we look at the situation from the Stoic point of view, we realize that our decisions, choices, and actions are in our hands. Let's imagine that a person doesn't want to go to a workout. He can say to himself, "I have no control over my desire." But Stoicism teaches us that thoughts and desires are also within our control. Instead of waiting for inspiration or motivation, we should simply act, knowing that the very control of our behavior is of value. Practice. The next time you feel too lazy to do something, break the task down into two components: what you can control and what you can't. Then focus solely on what you can control. 2. Using the principle of memento mori. Memento mori means remember death. The Stoics reminded themselves that life is short and there is no point in wasting it on inactivity. If you're putting things off because you're lazy, think about it. Would you want to look back on your life and see only procrastination? This principle helps us set priorities. If we imagine that life can end at any moment, we begin to act more decisively. Laziness seems insignificant when we realize that every moment is an opportunity to develop. Practice. Write down on paper or in your notes, "If this were my last day, what would I do?" Whenever you feel lazy, reread this entry. It will help you rethink your priorities. 3. Discipline is more important than motivation. The Stoics understood that you cannot rely on motivation because it is unstable. It is important to develop the habit of acting even when you don't want to. Discipline is the choice to do the right thing despite emotions. Motivation can disappear when the going gets tough, but discipline is what keeps us going even on the worst days. Epictetus said, "Don't try to be the one who wins, be the one who trains." This means that it is important to develop a system of action that does not depend on temporary desire or inspiration. Practice. Give yourself the 2-minute rule. If something seems difficult, do it for at least 2 minutes. Most often, when we start, it gets easier. 4. Small steps are the key to big results. The Stoics taught that the path to great achievements lies through small daily actions. If laziness paralyzes you, start small. Small steps allow you to avoid fear of big challenges. For example, if you want to learn to play the guitar, start with 5 minutes of practice every day. If you want to start running, do at least 1 jog a week. The key is to start. Practice. Set a minimum threshold for action. For example, I will do at least 1 exercise. I will write at least 1 paragraph. The main thing is to start. 5. Turn difficulties into opportunities. Amor fati. The Stoics advise to love your fate, amor fati, to accept any difficulties as an opportunity for growth. If you feel lazy, this is a signal that you have a chance to strengthen your willpower. Instead of perceiving difficulties as something negative, the Stoics saw them as a chance for development. Every obstacle is an opportunity to show strength of mind. For example, if you find it difficult to get up early, this is not a punishment, but an opportunity to learn self-discipline. Practice. When you find it difficult, say to yourself, "This is an opportunity to become stronger." The more you practice this approach, the easier it will be to overcome laziness. Conclusion. Laziness is not an innate trait, but a habit that can be changed. Stoicism gives us clear tools. Take control of our actions. Remember the shortness of life. Rely on discipline. Take small steps and see difficulties as opportunities. Start acting now and you will see how your will becomes stronger.